in conversation with Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal. Thank you very much for talking to Moneycontrol. Tell us about what the mood's been like at Davos this year, at least on the India side. There seems to be more optimism compared to the global counterparts. What are you picking up from your conversations and bilateral meetings?
Well, you're absolutely right. Almost everybody I meet, they're quite surprised at how confident Indian leaders are here in Davos this year, especially in comparison to the Western world CEOs who are here. India does have a special position in the world today. Georgieva Kristalina, president of IMF, also singularly called out India
As a bright
as a bright spot. Within that, the digital stack, an area where we work very strongly in the digital space, being one of the reasons. So I think India is in a good shape at the moment. FDI is really up.
Hmm.
Foreign remittances from Indian diaspora is over $100 billion. Manufacturing is looking up. So there's a very strong resolve in the country to use this opportunity, the tailwinds that we are getting, whether it's China plus one or Europe plus one, to get this thing in good shape.
Right. I remember you had, posted when you got the spectrum allocation letter on the ease of doing business. But anything else that needs to be done with respect to removing the red tape and rolling out the red carpet, like the Prime Minister has been saying?
I think it's a journey. Our Prime Minister comes from the strong belief of making, all the rules and regulations easy to implement, easy to follow. He is very high on compliance, but equally he wants ease of doing business. So I think we have a resolve. State governments need to also step up. In the end, we are a federal structure. Central government really is moving a lot on the ease of doing business. But when you go into states, you need to get that fully plugged in as well. So I think it's a journey. Things are getting better and better. I can talk about telecom. What we didn't see for 23, 24 years has happened in the last 1 year. Rationalization of permissions, ROW, import licenses, tower permissions, AGR definition, SUC abolition. So there's a lot of things that have happened. Good things have happened.
Since you mentioned telecom, sir, 5G services, have taken off in India. Tell us about Bharti Airtel's plans. What kind of investments, growth, network expansion do you foresee this year?
Well, we are feverishly rolling out 5G, starting with the key cities. It's going on. We have a commitment by March 24. We should be able to complete our mission of 5G everywhere. So it's going on and only accelerate as we move forward.
Do you think there's going to be a price war in 5G as
No,
well?
what
Or,
price war can
has
you have?
there sort of been rationalization in the
No,
space
you don't
with
have a
very few incumbents actually left
No,
today?
no, you need the prices to go up. We all know that. We need,
Hmm.
ARPU of 300 rupees a month, which will still be by far the cheapest, consuming 60 gigabytes a month. So India needs to have an appropriate pricing mechanism. I hope we will get to that point.
What is your take on Vodafone idea? It sort of seems to be in a limbo. Do you think India Telecom will sort of become a duopoly? BSNL also, they are trying to do something about it. Your take on these two issues, sir, Vodafone idea as well as
Well,
BSNL.
every company has to fend for themselves. You need to, this industry requires a lot of investment, as you know. I mean, a serious investment, especially now with 5G, payment for spectrum, payment for new networks. So it's a constant investment. This is a treadmill where you are on. You feel you're running, but more or less you have the same space many a times. So it's a serious capital-intensive industry. I don't know about their plans. You have to ask them. But as far as we are concerned, we are powering on.
Right. Final couple of questions, sir. What are your broader plans, to capture more of the digital economy with more and more content getting consumed on OTT? You also have plans through the OneWeb Alliance. If you can just take us through your plans.
Well, digital is an area which I think India has very clearly realized is an advantage it has. As if the Indian stack is being talked about, is frugal stack, serving 1.4 billion people, whether it's identity or it's payment or it's data storage. Everything is working seamlessly at a very low cost. I mean, the whole world is taking a notice. The emerging world is coming to us to take all those goodies into their own countries. And we'll start to see that going into Africa, Latin America, other emerging markets. And as far as the infrastructure is concerned, that's where we are operating, laying out a fantastic 5G infrastructure so that all the young startup India activities and initiatives can ride on them. I mean, I've met many of them here. They're so grateful that the Indian infrastructure is affordable, is available, and I think that's firing up a lot of things. As far as OneWeb is concerned, we're very excited of providing broadband through space and another two launches to go. Hopefully, in the next 60 days, we'll have a global constellation.
On the budget, sir, with just 2 weeks to go, any expectations that you have?
Well, I think you have to again give credit to the government. Government has a firm resolve. There are limitations. There are lots of demands on the government. There are different segments of society which need money. And I think the industry will be taken care of in its own respect. In the end, industry must step up and fend for itself as well.
Right. On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Mittal, for talking to us on a very snowy Davos.